Today we are going to look into box and whiskers. Here's our vocab. In a box and whisker plot, we will have a minimum value. Minimum value is also called as lower extreme. We will have a maximum value, also called the upper extreme. Box and whisker plot uses medians. Median is going to be the value that's in the middle. Once we have lower extreme and median values placed, we can find a new median for this lower half. New median for the lower half is called lower quartile. We can also find a new median between median to upper extreme. This median is called the upper quartile. Once you have these 5 values, you have everything to create your box and whiskers. These are our box and the whiskers. We will be able to find the range that's going to be the difference of greatest to least value, that's maximum minus minimum, or we can do upper extreme minus lower extreme. Inner quartiles are the quartiles located here. These are the inner quartiles. Each of the sections are called quartiles, and the ones that are inside are called inner quartiles. To find the range of inner quartile, we would do the difference of upper and lower quartiles. That would be upper quartile minus lower quartile. Now, there is a reason why we call these quartiles, because the median divides the data into 2 equal parts, and then we find new medians, and we essentially divide each section into quarters. 25%, 25%, 25%, and another 25%. That's why each of these sections are called quartiles. Let's write the parts again. Median, lower extreme, upper extreme, lower quartile, upper quartile. Because the median is located exactly at the middle of the data set, all the data up to median and above the median is going to be split into 50% and another 50%. Because the lower quartiles and upper quartiles are new tiny medians on the lower half and upper half, these parts are also separated into 2 equal parts, where we will have 25%, 25%, 25%, and another 25%. This means that 50% of the data will be below the median. 50% of the data will be above the median. We can also say that 50% of the data is located within the inner quartile range, and this section is called inner quartile range. And inner quartile range is also going to be 50%, because we can see that there's a 25% section and another 25% section. Let's see all of these on an example. It's clear that we have a lower minimum value, lower extreme, and we have an upper extreme, maximum value. and our lower extreme value is 19, so I can say lower extreme is 19, upper extreme is 31. Then we can label our median. Median is in the middle, 24. Then we can find the median of the lower half and median of the upper half. Median of the lower half is called the lower quartile. Median of the upper half is called upper quartile. The lower quartile value is 21. Upper quartile value is 27. Let's go over the percentages again. Because median is located in the middle of the data set, up to median is 50%. Above median is another 50%. 50% of the data will be located below median. 50% of the data will be located above median. Lower quartile and upper quartile will split the data sets into two equal parts as well. So we will have 25%, 25% for each section, for each quartile. We can say that 75% of data is above lower quartile. We can say 50% of the data is between lower quartile and upper quartile. We can say that 25% of data is below lower quartile. Let's look at our next example. We have monthly temperatures. What is the range of temperatures in box and Whiskar plot? Range is the difference between upper extreme and lower extreme. This is maximum value, this is minimum value. The range in this case is going to be 90 minus 40, which is going to be 50 degrees. Now, we could have found the inner quartile range by looking at the inner quartiles as well. Let's label a couple of things in here. This is lower extreme, this is upper extreme, then we have our median, we have a lower quartile and upper quartile. 50% of the data is located up to median, and other 50% of the data is located above median. That means in this monthly temperature list, half of the temperatures are located between 40 and 60 degrees, and the other half of temperatures are located between 60 and 90 degrees. All of the temperatures are located between 40 to 90 degrees. Here's your U-try. We want to find the range of 17 and 30. Assume that this is 17. Think about the quartiles. Here's our second U-try. A range was the difference between upper extreme and lower extreme. Inner quartile range is the difference between upper quartile and lower quartile. Inner quartile range. Here's the last U-try. Question asks which one must be true. So if the information is not clearly visible on the question, there's no need to guess. We're just looking for which one must be true. Compare the medians, compare the ranges, and look at the numbers. That's pretty much it. In the class, we'll go into a little bit more detail.